suffered an elbow injury back in a Week 9 loss to the Jets. He admitted yesterday it lingered the rest of the season. Take a listen.
There was a period, obviously, right after for a few weeks where, it was pretty bothersome, but again, it didn't affect me all that much. Just kind of felt like maybe I was trying to throw it a little differently mechanically. Had to change a few things, and got away a little bit from, how I'm used to throwing the ball, and that's just kind of a byproduct of that. But again, it didn't affect me too much.
All right, Shannon, digest this one. Shannon, was that a legitimate excuse from Josh Allen?
No, hell no. Elbow wasn't the reason you lost. You lost to a better team. They just outplayed you. Now, I remember in Week 15 when he did 4 touchdowns and 304 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 against an interception against Miami. Ain't nobody mentioned no elbow. Week 18, what about against the pass, Skip? He threw for 254, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Ain't nobody mentioned no elbow. See, when you start talking about the elbow, now people are looking at you like, is you using that as an excuse? Because when you had 7 touchdowns over 558 yards, ain't nobody mentioned nothing about no elbow. And look, and I get it. He's like, everybody needs rest. You play 17 games, you're going to need rest. I played 16, Skip, and after the season, I ain't do anything for a month. I ain't do no running. I ain't doing no lifting. I'm giving my body as much time as I possibly can to recover. That is a physical game that we play, a violent game that we play. But look, Skip, Buffalo essentially had really 2 good drives that entire game. But I never got the sense, even when the score was 17-7 and they were, I never got the sense that they were going to win this game. I mean, Cincinnati from the word go, damn, that's a better team today.
Yep.
Ain't got nothing to do with Josh Allen's arm, Skip. I'm sorry. And I hate that he brought it up because I don't really think he was trying to use it as an excuse, but I think some people will hear it. I think the people in Cincinnati, I think their players are going to say, so now it was your elbow. That's why we went in there and beat the brakes off you. So what about your defense? Were their elbows hurt too?
I am so with you on this, but I have never been sold on Josh Allen from day one.
Right.
And this really disturbs me for his sake. This is the classic non-excuse excuse where you keep saying that it didn't affect me all that much, but it did affect me.
But it did.
Right,
yeah.
okay. And he goes on to say, just kind of felt like maybe I was trying to throw it a little differently mechanically, had to change a few things after how I'm used to throwing the ball. That's just kind of a byproduct of that. But again, it didn't affect me too much. Well, I don't want to hear any of that.
Right.
I'm sorry, nobody wants to hear any of that. And it feels like, from a distance, that the Buffalo Bills of Sean McDermott, because I had the highest regard for them. Remember when they came in on Thanksgiving Day and did in my Dallas Cowboys?
They did demolition job.
Hey, they did to my Cowboys what Cincinnati just did to them up there. It was a wipeout from start to finish. They were just better. And the whole theme post-game was Sean McDermott has changed the culture, and here they come. And it was a team built the right way on solid rock. And all of a sudden, starting with the wide receiver and the quarterback, that they feel like they're unraveling because they were under so much pressure this year. They were the preseason favorite to win it all.
Because of expectation.
Expectations were through the roof. They don't have up in Buffalo.
Because remember the last 2 years you got to the divisional round, you lost to a red hot. I mean, the way you lost that game, you had 13 seconds. All you had to do, Skip, is hold on for 13 seconds. Patrick Mahomes gets you and gets him in field goal range. He gets the ball, and you lose the game. And this was supposed to be your year because, remember, they opened up on the Thursday. Because I was at that game. And I say, Skip.
That was it.
They did a demolition job on the Rams. Little did we know that foretold of things to come for the Rams.
Okay.
But because Skip, the thing is that when you say something like this, people are going to perceive it. Not that much. Well, if it didn't impact you that much, why are you mentioning it?
That is correct.
Just go ahead and take this L in the offseason, rest your body up, go, Wyoming or wherever you're going to go to recover, and just come back and try to be better and not let what happen. Because this game, Cincinnati dominated. You had 13 rushing for 39 yards. You have 11 first down on your 2 scoring drives, but 7 on the other 6 possessions. They dominated you, bro. They dominated you.
Yeah, they're going to have to learn how to lose because they've never had to learn how to lose this way.
Because the thing was, Skip, you're like, well, man, we were so close. If we had got the ball first, we would have won. There at no point in time did anybody think Buffalo was going to win that game on Sunday. Mm-hmm. When Cincinnati got the ball and went right down the field, ain't nobody like, man, but watch Buffalo. Yeah, watch Buffalo go 3 and out, watch Cincinnati get the ball and go back down the field on them again.
14-0.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, guys, moving on. The Patriots, are their latest hires going to fix their offensive woes? That's ugly. We'll discuss that in just a moment.
And questionable singing voice. Don't make him inherit your final expense tab, too.
Tom Brady not holding back last night when he got asked about his plans for the future on the Let's Go podcast last night. What does next season hold? Take a listen.
Jim, if I knew what I was do, I'd have already done it. Okay? I'm taking it a day at a time.
I sense you're antagonized by the question.
You're scratching.
It's only the question that everybody wants to hear.
You're scratchy. I appreciate your asking. Thank you.
All right, so the waiting game continues. Shannon, what do you make of Tom Brady's answer?
If I knew Jed, I'd have already said it.
Yep. That's a good answer.
Skip, clearly he's frustrated. The season did not go as he anticipated.
Nope.
He came back for one simple reason. And you said he came back for one simple reason, to right the wrong that had happened against the Rams. He was, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds away from getting this game into overtime.
He was.
They clearly had the momentum. They get the ball first. There's no question in my mind. They're going to go down and get a touchdown because
that's against the eventual champions.
The eventual Super Bowl champs.
Yep.
So he's looking at it like, damn, this is what I came back. Now, Skip, I'm not going to address what transpired off the field. Only he and his wife know how long that had been brewing. Right. Maybe that played a role. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it was already going to come to a dead end. I don't know. But I'm just talking about his football. And I think that's what Jim Gray, what's next? Hell, I don't know. Considering how the season ended, I might end my career. Then again, I still think I might have some good football to play, get into the right situation. I believe I can help a team get to the ultimate destination, which is land in the Super Bowl and possibly go win it.
Yep.
Clearly, he's very agitated by the fact that Jim is asking him, and like Jim said, that's the question everybody wants to know. We can't ask you, about preparation for next week or a championship game because that's done. And you're going to be 46 when the season starts. Do you want to play? And so I think the thing is, Skip, you don't return to go 8-10, the first losing season of your career. Have a 53 QBR, which is the lowest since 2006.
Yep.
6 multi-touchdown games, which is the fewest since your rookie season. 31 incompletions in a wild card game. That's the most in your playoff career. That's not what you come back for.
Yep.
As you mentioned, his peers voted him the number 1 player of 100. He was number 1. And I'm not so sure.
Going into the
last. I'm not so sure if they have the vote again, he's going to be in the top 20, maybe not even in the top 30. So, Skip, look, and we're just 2 years removed from the Super Bowl.
Yep.
We're just a year removed where he had one of his most prolific seasons of his career. And to follow that up with this, so he's agitated by the fact that the season, or nothing that he really had hoped at the end of 2022 and 2023, has gone according to plan.
Yep.
And so he's very, very disappointed. He's very frustrated, to say the least, because for him, he and Jim Gray got a great relationship.
They do.
I don't know if he'll be doing this podcast with anybody else other than Jim Gray.
I agree.
So with that being said, for him to snap and to lash out at Jim,